Hello, and sorry for that extended pause at the beginning of that. I was, as I said a few videos ago, I've just updated to a new and fancy version of OBS, and I've been testing things and changing things between breaks and checking things out between games. And I was just seeing about going live, start streaming these games on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Mooley for the win, MOOLYFTW. And you know, I wasn't quite ready by the time the game had started. There was an extra step that I wasn't ready for. So we have a rematch, basically, but on a different map, a map I haven't seen before. Actually, I've never even played on this map. A big, interesting looking map with once again in the green, bottom right this time, as the Necromass Eery. And on the other side of the map, in the blue, playing as the Wildlanders, pushing into the centre in a similar fashion, we have ElPharao, who I'm still calling ElPharao every now and again, and I'm trying not to. So, Unholy Allegiance for the Necromass, Mystic Healing for Pharaoh, which I believe was not what he took last game, was it? What was it? I know it's what Atomo took. Not sure. But we have a slight advantage here going to Eery. Eery has taken down the T-Rex, whereas ElPharao has not. ElPharao going down to hit up these Triceratops down here. I assume the T-Rex gives more food. I'm actually not certain on that, but I assume the T-Rex should. But the scouting bow down here has found the army of Pharaoh. The Eery is pushing up to try and catch it. He doesn't have vision on it anymore, so he's actually going to miss it as the army heads back to capture this control point. But he left a unit on the control point smartly, which is going to scout it out and is going to stop the control point from falling into Pharaoh's hands. So, for the start, we're just going to have pretty standard affair. More archers than we would see quite this early, than we have seen in the last few matches we've done. But on the other side, we're still getting plenty of bone adepts. I assume we'll see some blowpipes coming out soon. Yep, blowgun is starting. We also have the burial grounds going down. I have two archers going down from the double barracks on this side. And how many? We have two burial grounds as well. Farms starting to go up along with the second settlement. Players taking those fast second settlements with the storage hut here as well. Going on for Pharaoh. And a lot of nice movement early on, getting this left side of the map almost entirely taken now by Pharaoh. Whereas it seems like Eery stuck to getting a bit more of the middle and then has sort of held off a bit more. So we may see a food advantage coming in. Going to be pretty close to ElPharao. There we go. So taking about 100 food advantage from getting a couple more packs of Triceratops. I need to go in at one point and actually like check out specifically how much do they get. But there's been this very slight power advantage here for Eery, who keeps taking this second point of Pharaoh's. We'll see if Pharaoh can make a change here. Not wanting to quite get in a fight yet, but he realizes that he has the range advantage, and so he can really get some free damage onto this army. Big grasping hand's going to go down there on the back of the archers, forcing them forwards. Sideways movement there from Pharaoh to not get them too close, and he's still managing to do a good amount of damage. It looks like the Necromass are going to have to retreat. Their army is pretty wounded, and this area is now won by Pharaoh, who can capture the shrine and move on. You should be careful about those archers. They must have not been on his hotkey. But he's only going to lose a couple of them, and then he's going to use it to bait another fight, which gains him a couple of kills in trade. But not too bad. Very few of these warriors going down. Warriors the only non-heroes in this game at the moment with armor, I believe. Both settlement upgrades going down, though very close to each other as well. Pharaoh's settlement upgrade just going down now, and Eerie's going down now. We are getting the first Witch Doctor Hut coming down from Eery. Oh, and Char is really low health here. But the rest of this fight going quite well for Eery, and that's a really good grasping hands there. Going to sit right on the back. Would have taken a lot of damage moving through it, and so Pharaoh decides to stand and fight. Still loses the fight. But could have taken a lot more if he'd spent too much time in the grasping hands. Now that his army is chipped down a little bit, he's sort of lost the advantage that he gained in that earlier mid-fight. The very green zombie. We see a very nice looking base here, with the mausoleums coming out.
What you need?
And we have the villagers coming out trying to set up some more harvesting. This is actually one of those points where, like, part of me wouldn't mind if you pushed, like, even for... I mean, this, I guess, is... part of me feels like you want to take the dangerous points as soon as possible so that you can take safer points later. I feel like you take those risks. We have the food gathering bonus and the bone adepts sharpened blades coming in, where we have worker efficiency and poison arrows coming in for Pharaoh. So both sides getting a pretty big buff. And Eery looks like he wants to go for the T-Rex. It's a good job he didn't aggro it there, because he's going to take a few casualties to these archers. The archers accidentally did aggro the T-Rex themselves, though, and they don't want any of that as well, in case Eery notices and comes back. He could probably turn and take it now, though, which he is going to do. Eery has moved far enough away that he doesn't have to worry about it. But what he may have to worry about is that it looks like Eery is going to spot this base over here. Pharaoh is going to notice and abandon it. Well done for that move, which means he won't lose any villagers. He's just going to lose a storehouse, so not a huge deal there. I'm not sure how this map would naturally split. I'm sort of in the assumption right now that it's sort of half and half. So that's kind of Eerie's side, but it looks like it could be more of a diagonal thing. Oh, big meteor going to go down there. Oh, the second meteor shot. Going to clear out a lot of the blowgunners on the back there. Mika going ham on the rest of the blowgunners, and it's basically only spearmen left. So I like the idea of pushing up and getting this point, especially as it wasn't being fought over, but he has lost it now. He's got the upgraded fire elementals as well, lava elementals. Looking good, looking strong, looking powerful. But this settlement is now going to get pushed. We'll lose a couple of workers, but it doesn't look like Pharaoh quite wants to stay at this point. Pharaoh is looking in a much better position right now in this game. He has things across the map. This is really nice as well. I like this a lot. Went over there to grab the meat as well. So he already has this part of the map getting mined out a bit, and so he's taking the sort of diagonal split. And he's going over here, which it looks like, honestly, probably should be Eerie's. I feel like this should be Eerie's, and this should be Pharaoh's, looking at the way the map should naturally split. And so I really like that he's gone for something like that, rather than, I mean, actually there's only one left there, so he has kind of gone for that. Being a bit more aggressive, but it looks like there is going to get the sort of start of an engagement here. Some of the spearmen are getting onto the archers, but nice micro pulling them back here from ElPharao. But now we have the fire elementals to get a little bit more damage in. So another victory, it seems, to ElPharao here. He's coming up to 20 food ahead, and he started getting out some saber-tooth archers. Let's find a saber-tooth archer coming out of the stables. Where is that? Where is the stable? Is that stables? That's the stables. There we go, he's making a saber-tooth archer in here. When he comes out, I'm going to follow him across the map so we can look at him a bit more. I haven't seen one of these in my... fighting going on across the map. I want to look at a saber-tooth archer. Oh. It looks like there is going to be an engagement here. A lot of fire elementals in this force. Wonder if we're going to see any of their effect going off, or if they're just going to chase them here. The big split going from ElPharao. This part of the army down the bottom right is going to lose. So some of these... Oh, the fire elemental's getting big hits off. That's nice to see. Chase them away as well. Mika survives with 16 health. Holy moly. There we have a saber-tooth running across the map. An old baller. So, good showing from the lava elementals. Sort of making up for the hole that it looked like Eery was finding himself in. Now only 10 food down. So he's got a little bit of a catch up there. Storage hut gonna come in here, but it looks like Eerie's gonna spot it. I need to look in the hotkeys and see if there's hotkeys for changing those perspectives. But there is quite a beefy looking army here from ElPharao, so not gonna take this fight. Getting damage to all beast units, so that's gonna count for these saber-tooth boys. Also getting armor to all beast units. So the good old two-spiffery going well again. Ooh, a lot of workers dying there. That was probably like 6 or 7 workers there. Yeah, you can see Eery has fallen quite a lot behind right now. And some more harassment going to come in from Mika and her saber-tooth boys. We got a fletching coming down from Eery, along with Frostbite, who's going to upgrade, start getting out some frost elementals here. Pushing in with these fire elementals. Getting something done. We have Mika on the other side with more saber-tooth archers. Realise this, and so trying to take some counter-harassment. But this could be a bad fight if he doesn't have all of his forces here. However, he does have the slight defender's advantage of Eery hitting the buildings. I'm going to try and move around this base with this little harassment force, finding as many workers as possible, and it looks like it's going pretty well. Although, if more of these buildings start to fall, that's going to start being quite annoying. A lot of money spent on those buildings. Next hit going to go down. They're not allowed to retreat now, so Eery is forcing them to take this fight. Pushing in with all of the elementals, and that's going to be a big pop. And that is what I'm talking about. With not the whole force there, something like that could happen. And it looks like even... Unless he retreated... Yeah, it looks like he retreated most of them, and the few forces left have been sort of pushed out. So now Eery sort of has a bit of a chokehold on this game. Not too far behind in terms of the workers. Not too far behind in terms of the economy overall. And these lava elementals are just doing some work. He's even got some witch doctors in now, the shamans. Ooh. Oh, another good thing there. Another good... I made up the name for it, and I've forgotten the name that I made up for it. A good lava... A good lava ability there by the elementals, but nowhere near as good as the first one, and it looks like he has just lost this fight now. Saber-tooth tigers with the increased movement speed as well are going to get quite a lot of picks off of these units as they retreat. But there is some fighting going down on the other side. We have the blizzard elementals here, who are tankier melee elementals with this hilarious flailing, slapping attack animation that you can see here. the rest of the lava elementals have survived and are going to come back here. Oh, there's going to be some big... I can see some big lava bursts here. Didn't quite manage to get any huge ones, unfortunately. And that actually kind of might have ended up being a mistake, because now there are a load of these saber-toothed tigers here, but it looks like he just has so many shamans that it didn't quite matter. He also got the slow curse down on them, it looks like. Most of the shamans are down now. So the advantage he had in that fight does seem to have washed up. Got a few more shamans have just joined the fight, but it doesn't look like he can take those sabers still. And now we have tier 3 down for both. Movement speed and damage, movement speed and damage, frenzy and bloodthirst. And now we're starting to get to the point of the map where we really need to look at how much food is left on the map. There's 3 tiny little dinos there. Not going to give much. There's 3 berry bushes here. There are these 2 big crystal structures in the middle map. But apart from that, the map is pretty empty. There's this 1 berry bush here. So it's all farms from now on. Interested to see, with the fact that you can get so many farms, as long as you can sort of constantly get slightly more farms, you like, the map clearing out doesn't mean too much for the state of this game. Eery with a nice amount of workers getting on this crystal. Got some farms up here. Farms up here are a little bit risky, considering that you are so close to the edge. Although if you can put farms to places where your army will be closer, that does make sense. Oh, possible engagement there. The fight is going to happen. The Blizzard Elementals are moving in. But nope, just doing the hit and run over here. A bit of a store going on now. We have some caravans rolling in here from ElPharao. Caravans on the other side from Eery. And both sides are going pretty ham on the upgrades here, especially Eery, who's got 3 more upgrades coming and is already 2 upgrades ahead overall. Pushing in for a bit of a fight here, but he doesn't seem to have a huge front line. He does have 2 of these Colossus though now, the Assault Golems. Assault Golems, big scary boys here. How much damage you can get? A good Grasping Hands there. Gonna push these units off. But not really getting anything too much. The army seems to be still pretty alive. Oops, slight mistake on that Golem there. He's gonna lose this for that, I believe. No. Ooh, that's one lucky Golem boy. So getting to quite a late game army here. It looks like it's going to be Shaman, Lava Elemental, Golem. The composition of choice from Eery. We are getting some War T-Rexes coming out now on the side of ElPharao, along with some medics. Sabertooth still making up the brunt of the army here. War T-Rex might get caught out here. Gonna get pushed down a bit, but the Sabertooths are pushing. There is a decent Grasping Hands on the back, but it's gonna be quite a nice split, taking him apart here. Golem's still pushing in. One of the War T-Rex has gone down. But the push back here from ElPharao, putting him right in front of these Golems, so these Golems don't even have to turn that much. A little lava bomb going in there from Eery. Doesn't get a huge amount done with it. Couple more shots there. The lava elementals getting some good picks here. Overall, still pretty close though. Only a little bit behind for ElPharao here. A little bit of posturing here. Eery, they're going to choose to take this shrine, force a little bit more movement down. Basically going to be a posturing game now for a lot of time, unless someone wants to make a big move, which might be happening now, honestly. This push up is pretty aggressive. We're going to have to see how ElPharao responds to this. Going to try and snag some buildings down here. He's going to get a couple. The army coming up behind here, though. Could have forced himself into a bad position here. Meteor's going down, not going to get a huge amount. Big Meteor is going to hit his own forces. Pops the range boost. We've got a really good grasping hands there. Getting a lot of damage on the army as it goes across. Almost taking out a big chunk of the middle of that Sabertooth army. Going to catch this War T-Rex out. War T-Rex is going to go down, but he still does a good amount of tanking for the rest of the force. Are we going to see any more lava bombs? A couple more lava bombs running in. Most of the lava elementals keeping back, which seems to be working pretty well, as those lava bombs don't seem to need many of them to completely obliterate some of the front line. And there's still a couple of troops on the back here fighting with this Colossus. We have the tomahawk throwers coming in from ElPharao. Still this slightly awkward position here from Eery that he's forced himself into, where he kind of just has to take the fight. Meteor's going to go down there. Looks like that second Meteor, oh, only just misses. Really clutch there from Eery. The grasping hands is good, but it just seems like he doesn't really have the force right now. Getting some really good lava explosions, but what's left after that? He has built up a bit of a replacement army in the bottom here. No lava elementals though. Only going with Colossus and the Witch Doctors. They're going to get in here. Going to deal some havoc to this trade caravan right here. Well, that could be a really big meteor. Doesn't really do that much though, unless more army gets back here to defend. While in the meantime, this base has been abandoned and is just getting cleaned up here by ElPharao. But for my money here, Eery's doing a bit more damage. He does need to. He did lose that army engagement in the top. And now it might turn, as the army from ElPharao has found the trade route of Eery and is going to demolish it. Bit of an army here to try and regain though, but there's going to be the Meteor going down. The Meteor is going to get a pretty good connection onto some of these Witch Doctors. But there's a lot of Tomahawk throwers coming down now. War Golems working their way in. These are big tanky boys, staying pretty strong. And the Witch Doctors do a good amount of damage. They're going to start taking down some of these War T-Rex. And it actually seems like the army from Eery might even be superior here. And the food has turned. Great job from Eery there, managing to turn back that not so good looking engagement beforehand. But as now Eery has turned around the situation on this side of the map, we can see on the bottom side of the map, we have a skirmish party in here coming to take out a lot of these villagers. Eery is on the lower side of villagers now, so he's got to try and get something with this army on the top if he's not going to get them back in time to push these force away. A couple of his soldiers has made the difference and stopped him from taking any more damage. But now being 30 villagers behind, he has to get something on the other side of the map. Meteor going down there, but he's on it. He's going to dodge it. Big hit there, taking down all those villagers. T-Rex was on low health, so there's not really a front line left for this army. Whoa! We're gonna pop the range buff again, and the Colossus is gonna start smashing in. Pop in their frenzy, and yeah, this army's just getting absolutely torn apart by the amount of golems there and the damage from the Witch Doctors. Quite a few Witch Doctors did fall there to the Shaman, the Sabertooths. And now we have Sabertooths and some Tomahawk throwers coming in here. Rage again on the golems. But there's a lot of T-Rexes coming here now. It looks like this will be the army to clear up Eerie's forces that are going to have to retreat. Other side of the map, we have just a little bit of damage going down here. If we check the workers again, 20 workers ahead for Pharaoh now. So still a decent setup between them. I think that was the GG. I think I happened to be opening the score screen as the GG came in, so I didn't quite notice. But yeah, that looks like it was that. That was a pretty good game. That one went late. So yeah, good job to both our players. I hope anyone watching this has enjoyed this game. And if you do see this game, remember to hit us up in the official Warparty Discord. Come say hi, join some of these games, and I'll see you next time.